2015, I caught my charge and everything was stripped from me. I was able to fight my case on the street for about 7 months, but in that time, I started to go to the gym. I'm not gonna lie, part of me going to the gym was like, okay, I'm about to go to prison. Let me get able-bodied, let me get ready. It's, you know, in case if I gotta go in there, I gotta get down. But another part of me, because everyone, again, starts with any of those elements. They broke up with them, they felt, you know, not confident in their body. But you get to a point where you either have tried this too many times or you've been going at it way too long to not realize how much more beneficial exercising really is than just looking a certain way. It's very simple, man. Once you get into routine, you see what works for you, what times your body best responds to the foods that you eat, the workouts that you have. A lot of people can't work out late at night, right? I eat my first meal strictly fats and proteins because in the morning I'm working. I need more mental clarity rather than getting ready to perform physically. Second meal, heavy carbs, obviously with some protein powder, because that's what's gonna get me ready for a very intense workout. So I come in here late morning, early afternoon, I get to my dynamic stretch, I do a little bit of warm-ups, I get into an activation set, then I get right into the bigger compound movements. Once you have the knowledge as far as what to do in the gym, you know how important it is to take your workouts a little bit harder, a little bit deeper every week. You know how to manipulate your carbs, your protein, your calories when you're on the shred, the recomp, and the weight loss becomes way too fucking simple. You start to have fun. I'm having fun with this shit at this point. Now that I'm done with my activation sets, my dynamic, that should only take you 5-10 minutes tops. I'm gonna get into my first actual workout, which the first set of this is gonna be just kind of taking it to the motion. Then the last 2 or 3 are gonna be where I go to failure, which is mostly of the squeezing part. So when you start any muscle group, right? There's 2 ranges to your workout. You have the lengthening part where you're like stretching out the muscle. Then you have the contraction where you're shortening, AKA contracting the muscle. Anytime you start any workout, if your goal is to build muscle, you want to start with the contraction, the shortening, the squeezing part, which is what I'm gonna do here. So you can see I was focusing on the squeeze, going through the whole motion. The weight wasn't that heavy, and I just let my central nervous system know I'm pumping to fucking beat that muscle up, all right? Now on the next workout, I'm going heavier. I'm going closer to failure. This working out shit, man, this building your body, shaping your body, it's way too fucking simple. It's not easy if you're trying to figure this shit out on your own, but it becomes way too fucking simple when you know what you're doing. In the gym, in the kitchen, and outside of the gym in the kitchen when it comes to habits, the lifestyle adjustments, all that. Let this be your sport, right? Find a fucking sport that either makes you more money, gets you healthier, or brings you closer to your loved ones. Anything else doesn't make sense. Anything else is a waste of fucking life. Not even time, life, you're wasting life. We all have to fucking learn. That is my official first working set. It was challenging, it was heavier, it was closer to failure. And as I progress in my sets, it gets harder, it gets heavier. Because of this fucking knee, I'm not able to go as beast as I normally do, but we're gonna still make it work. So now you wanna take between 90 seconds to 2-3 minutes of rest. If you feel fully like regenerated after 30 or 60 seconds, you're not going hard enough. You're not going heavy enough. You're not going nowhere near fucking failure. You should still be as aired out as I am by a minute and a half. My sweet spot is about 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half. And I'm ready to go even heavier. We're gonna go for the whole rack on the last one. Don't worry about it. I gotta leave my ego at the door a little bit. But I fucked my knee up again. Let's go. And the business and my enemies is my witness. Let's go, let's go. This is my last working set of my first exercise, which again is just focusing on the squeezing. Now I'm gonna do the whole rack. All right, I'm gonna start off with the whole rack, and then I'm gonna do a drop set. So I can really fatigue that shortening, the squeeze, the contraction part. Then I'm ready for what is considered the meat and potatoes of your workouts, the compound movements, the barbell shit, the heavier shit. Y'all think this is heavy? Y'all think that shit heavy? It tickles my fucking balls. It's a little tickler. Some of that coquilla, vaina. So here I'm taking about a 3-minute break because at last set I went about 2 reps away from failure. This one I'm gonna go closer to 1, maybe even no reps left in the tank. Notice as I'm doing this last set, being that it's heavy, I'm taking a rest pause in between. I might do 3 or 4 reps, hold it at the bottom for about 3 to 5 seconds, catch a breather, let that lactic acid get out of that muscle, and then I start busting out some more reps. That rest pause is what's gonna allow you to take it to real failure. All these little techniques and tactics that if you don't implement in your workout, you're never gonna get to the actual potential of what you can actually do. All right, let's do it. Make sure you put on your favorite song for these type of workouts or for these sets. Hey. I ain't got much more in me. You gotta challenge yourself. You're never gonna know what you could do until you challenge yourself. And make sure it's your physical tapping out, not your mental. Yeah, my hands were slipping, but physically, my body was telling me I couldn't pull back for about another half rep. Yeah, and this is the excitement. This is the chase in these type of workouts. This is the chase in this journey. You're constantly battling yourself. You're in a constant battle with your lower conscious. That lower conscious is what's telling you it's getting too heavy. This feels scary. It's hurting too much, me pica mucho. Ooh, this is a little risky. And it makes you stop. But taking yourself to these places, manufactured through exercise, is the same risk. It's the same risk threshold that you're gonna build in other areas of your life. Business and taking risk in whatever it is. I promise you guys, it starts with the fucking self-work. Listen to what I'm telling you.
So how long has it been ever since you started working out?
20 years now, 22 years. Since I was 13, I'm 35, 22 years. But it all started like everybody else, right? You wanted to work out because you wanted to look a little bit better. You wanted to feel a little bit better. You wanted to look a little more intimidating. You didn't want to be the smallest kid in your class. I've been through all the phases, man. The breakups. You guys have a little context. I normally start any movement with very little or no weight, just to kind of get my body accustomed to that movement. Because even though I already warmed up my back, I'm now using my lower back to stabilize. Being that I got this blown out knee, I definitely got to test to see how I'm feeling. So this is gonna help me realize, okay, you know what? You can go a little bit heavier. You don't feel nothing on your knee. Your back is already, warmed up as well. So I've been through all the phases. I've been through the breakup phase. I've been through, wanting to feel more confident and be bigger, and the muscular phase, right? The tougher phase. I found myself in the gym, days that I was stressed. For like the first 10 plus years, about 12, 13 years. 2015, I caught my charge and everything was stripped from me. I was able to fight my case on the street for about 7 months, but in that time, I started to go to the gym. I'm not gonna lie, part of me going to the gym was like, okay, I'm about to go to prison. Let me get able-bodied, let me get ready. It's, in case if I gotta go in there, I gotta get down. But another part of me, because everyone, again, starts with any of those elements. They broke up with them, they felt, not confident in their body. But you get to a point where you either have tried this too many times or you've been going at it way too long to not realize how much more beneficial exercising really is than just looking a certain way and just having the muscle. And that's where I'm at. I've been in great shape for almost 10 years now, because since I figured that out before catching my charge, which was in 2015, I've been locked in and I've respected myself more. I separated myself from the crowds that I was used to. I separated myself from the people that I was gravitating towards in prison. And that was my healthiest escape. That was my healthiest coping mechanism. There's days in there that I just wanted to crash out. I got the call from, my girlfriend at the time, or your shit was going on with my family members. A couple of my people had died when I was on the inside. I really wanted to crash out. And I always found myself doing either burpees, push-ups, anything that I had a hold up in there. I used that as my vehicle to get myself out of that fucked up mental state that I was in. Then I started to realize, oh shit, this is more than just exercising, right? So was that a good answer? That was too much? And again, I don't see myself going too heavy today because of my fucking knee, but I am gonna focus a lot on being intentional, the squeeze, all that. There's a difference between when you do back musculature, which is all the lumps, the definition, the toning you see on your back. That's your rear deltoid, your rhomboids, your lower traps. Mostly women want this. All men obviously want this as well. Then from your lats, all right? It's two different styles of working those parts out. You can work out to build your width, which is something that most women don't want. Some do, right? Or you can work out to just focus on your back. When you're just starting, it doesn't even fucking matter, right? You can mix them both, but it really comes down to two things. It really comes down to two things. The way that you grip it, which I'm working out back musculature today. I'm gripping, this is called pronated, palms down, all right? If I wanna work out my rhomboids, my trap, again, a definition, the girth part, not the width part, palms down, and then you wanna have your hands a little abducted. All right, you wanna have them outwards a little bit. If you're working out your lats, which I can go into further detail on that in another video, you go underhand, which is called supinated. All right, and you're gonna keep your arms close to your body and you're gonna contract that lat and not contract your scapula. It can be real geeky when it comes to this shit, guys. But again, when you know all this, you remove the guesswork. I set up your plan. You know exactly what to do in the gym. You can focus on just learning this, being intentional, going to failure. If you're thinking about what workouts to do, am I doing it right? Do I have to go to failure? How many reps? How many sets? How much more do I have to do next week? What does my diet consist of? How much calories? How much? You're gonna get discouraged. You're gonna fucking quit. You are always fucking quitting because of one, if not all of those things I just mentioned. So you come in here, you learn what I gotta teach you, and you can focus on the more important things, which the most important things aren't just getting the results. It's life. It's building your relationship with your children, with your family, with your loved ones, with your spouse, building your businesses, right? Because I know that takes a whole nother big portion of your fucking brain to think about that. Why focus it on this? You can just hire somebody who knows their shit, all right? So I set up first, all right? Put my feet, slightly bend my knees. I bend on my lower back, and look how my hands are gonna be separated from my body. You see that? And I'm squeezing my back. So I'm not going to failure on that set neither, because this is still me working up to my heavier sets. Again, because of my knee, I'm not gonna go as heavy, but I'm gonna go more intense later on. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna show you one video here real quick on what it looks like or what it will look like to grow your lats, which now I'm going underhand. As you see on the last video on the top, I'm focusing more on my back musculature, so my hands are a little separated from my body. The lower video, arms are closer to my body, and I'm not squeezing my scapula, I'm just contracting my lats. So underhand for lats. This is for the men who are wanting to widen up their back, and ladies, if you want the hourglass figure. Again, same setup, slightly bend your knees, bend forward, all right? And now you're gonna bring the barbell closer to your groin versus just your belly button. You see how I'm pulling it back? I'm not squeezing my scapula. The top of my arms are lining up with my body, with my torso. So as you see, as I'm going up, my arm stops right there, because I'm not wanting to squeeze my scapula, right? My arm starts right there and I'm squeezing my lat. That's the difference between growing your lats and your back musculature, which is in this video, we're just focusing on back musculature. I can do a different video for your back in a later YouTube. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comments if you really want that. Debate. Should I go heavy and ego lift, or should I be cautious so I don't fuck my knee up for real and end up staying at the gym for longer than expected? I'm gonna go cautious. I'm gonna be a little safe. I'm going with a light 25. Being that has a lot to do with my lower body, dropped the weight before I went to failure. I'm gonna play it safe, live another day. I need this shit to heal up in the next 2-3 weeks. That's a rest pause. If you can't do a full rep or at least 2 to 3, obviously not being injured, that's when you know you're close to failure. And when you get lightheaded, shit, that shit got me lightheaded. Whew. That's a good sign. Don't want to give away the phone number, the name, but we working. People are constantly joining the team, wanting to work on their goals. Just posted. This is my second to last workout where I'm just using machine now. I'm going through one motion and I'm focusing on the squeeze even more versus the free weight where I was engaging with a lot more muscle. And this is officially my last back workout. 4 workouts, 5 if you want to count the pull-ups. Start off with that to warm up. Pulley back rows on the cable machine. Went to bend over rows with the barbell. Then I did high rows on the machine, and now I'm doing reverse back flies. The barbell rows and the machine was more focused around the lengthening part, because if I'm doing barbell rows, the only thing that's squeezing is that momentum at the top. The inertia is holding at the top, but there's no force being pulled to squeeze. So that is mostly focusing on the lengthening. Same thing with the machine. Now I'm focusing on the squeeze, because here the resistance is allowing me to squeeze.